Oracles in the past. I'm not a believer in Wind Ranger. She has only won 36% of her games across 22 picks. But if there's ever going to be a situation, yesterday FY won with this hero on this team. So let's see if Somnus can do the same for his lineup.
It was actually Sumail, right, that made her popular again.
Yeah, he's been playing it a lot. Basically, at the major, he started playing it a lot, yeah.
So it's interesting to see him playing against it.
Maybe that's why he was smiling. He's like, I know this matchup. I know what to do. I'm prepared.
Well, we'll see. I think it's a double-edged sword. Like, you can get on top of her easily. Like, you bring some control against her. At the same time, if he goes for that Atos build on Somnus, like, you can actually catch the storm, you can pick him off. The rotations on Visage are also decent. Like, his layers don't really matter if you have Focus Fire on top of him. It's something like a Maelstrom later on. I don't know, I do like Azure's Ray draft. Once again, I liked it in the last game as well. They just got ran over. I underestimated the amount of work Winter Wyvern could make.
Yep. In retrospect, it probably didn't help that that game started with Muerta being the first person to die. No first blood happening here over this contestation of the bounty rune. 2 taken by Team Aster, 2 taken by Azure Ray. It's the regular old start to the game.
Yeah, it was interesting that Azure Ray even tried to contest them that hard, considering there's a Visage on one side. So he did skill Soul Assumption. So no Grave Chill for the first couple of last hits. Instead, he needs to make sure to trade hits, perhaps.
I thought it's very interesting when you go for the Soul Assumption early and then you don't get the kill, seeing how you respond in the lane.
Yeah, I think.
But just in general, whenever people do that, like you pick your kill spell second instead of first, and then you see what you do.
Yeah. I think it's maybe one of those lanes where you can go for it as long as your teammate is playing with you. If your teammate is not playing with you, then you can even fall. You can get killed.
Yeah, XXX actually might fall here. Tianming has the impale in 2 seconds, but they don't want to chase him underneath the tier 1 tower, no matter how much armor Lu has right now. Came close, but no cigar. And talk to me about this middle matchup. Sumail was smiling when he saw that he was going to play against Somnus. What do you build as Somnus to try and make sure that Sumail does not have as big of an impact in game number 2 as he did in game 1?
Yeah, I think that we discussed that already quite a bit, right? Like, it's most likely the Atos build-up on Somnus. But we'll see. Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do what Sumail does. I need my own item build, you know? Even though I do think like more control for them would be pretty solid. They have what? They have Nyx Assassin and they have Roar at the moment.
You know what they might build? He might steal a build from yesterday that FY did, building the Diffusal Blade into the Medusa. That was one of the reasons they picked it yesterday. And it might be similar rationale for them here. Like just minimize her mana pool immediately.
Yeah. Do you think it's like a rush? Is it the first item? I still think potatoes would be second. I guess, yeah, I guess you can get...
But either or is fine, right? Because like you're going to get them so quickly from the mid that I suppose either is fine, it's acceptable.
No, I like the Diffusal call. I actually like it a lot. So, one Soul Assumption and I'm died.
You know when you're playing Terrorblade, you pick Terrorblade and then you see like this hero that just spams you down magically, you just get so sad. Like, man, this is not going to be fun for the first several waves of the game. I can't wait to go to the jungle.
So basically, it does work a little bit differently. You get spammed down, and then about this mark, you buy the raindrop, and the lane becomes kind of easier. Like you actually are able, because all you have to do is make sure that that first Soul Assumption doesn't bring you down very low. If it doesn't, then you can actually turn on the Visage. Because usually 2 are not enough, he needs 3.
Is Medusa dead? No, okay. She has a Fairy Fire that she popped. She has some Magic Wand charges. She'll be okay.
Kotlin might be, though. Nah, he's fine as well. FY is more than healthy enough.
It's close call for Monet, though. Do still have to watch yourself. And I love that Chalice, recognizing that he's playing into Medusa. He's like, there's no point playing with the Call of the Wild. Instead, I've got Carlo behind me, so let's just spam her out with axes. Eventually, she's going to have to vacate the lane faster than expected.
Yeah, I think that most Beastmasters right now in almost any lane are deciding to go for the XXS top lane. Should be fine. Has Soul Assumption to work with.
Yeah, he's okay.
Might get the kill here. The salve and the charge. He's dead.
Tianming is first blood, but Boca gets it on the Spirit Breaker. This is the hero that you were clocking as being a very good right now and potentially underpicked. I want to see his strengths yet again here.
Smail, mid lane, this is what I wanted. FY rotates in, but maybe it's not what I wanted. Oh, nice shackle.
Beautiful shackle shot from Somnus. Connects onto two heroes, and they will still end up losing FY's Coddle.
Okay,
but big kill.
Snare, how triggered are you if you're stormed here? Because
I'm actually molding. Yeah, I'm gonna quit the game. We don't want to just give up on them all right now.
I mean, it's always the guy behind, right? Like when it comes to shackle shots, the guy behind is always to blame, especially if he TP'd to try and help you on that mid lane.
It's like that scene in, what movie was it? Shanghai Nights, Shanghai Noon, one of those Shanghai movies where Jackie Chan is like, stop helping me. That's what Sumail is saying right now.
Rush Hour?
It's like, no, it wasn't Rush Hour. I've watched all Rush Hour quotes. I've watched those movies millions of times. Those ones I know back to front.
Yeah.
In the mid lane.
So you're a fellow Jackie Chan movie enjoyer, I see. Yeah.
Yes. Mid lane, we have a charge onto Somnus. I bet he's fine. But Boca might not be in such a healthy position as the shackle shot connects onto him. It's one creep. No, that's the fortified creep as well. Oh no, please team, stop helping. But Boca, is he going to be able to escape this? Charge in 2 seconds and he should be fine.
He can even TP, like he's healing up so much. Yeah, he TP's base. He can charge back. One of the best things about Spirit Breaker, obviously, he can just charge in. And a nice thing that is happening as well is Visage is getting a lot of experience on his own. So Spirit Breaker just being one of those roamers enables Visage, after having a good start, to just soak in all the experience on his own. Like, he's not getting a lot of CS, by the way, 20 CS versus 30 on TB, but as Visage, it's kind of expected.
Right now, Lou's kind of playing 2v1 as bottom. We see Chalice still putting pressure onto Monet. Their supports are playing in right behind them. So Chalice has free reign, has his Vanguard, can be left to play by himself because his item is stupid. Doesn't have to have any more worries about what the map gonna look like.
Just buy Vanguard and be unkillable. Nice state of the game. Yeah.
Buy Vanguard. I don't care if Storm is rotating. I don't care what y'all are doing. I'm just gonna push my lane right now. It's chilled. Mid lane, we might actually have a kill onto Boca if Tianming could find the stun, but no angle for him, unfortunately. There's been a lot of, like, not real skirmishes, but people are just poking each other, man. This is everyone just trying to bother one another and trying to find an angle to try and go in.
Yeah, I think the most fun one was in top lane. While the lane was still lasting, I really enjoyed watching it. These 4 heroes just back and forth. Even the last, even that kill versus the Nyx assassin. It was just a lot of fun. But yeah, across the map, kind of the same thing was happening. I think it's the nature of the beast, maybe. Like having a Spirit Breaker on one side just forces teams to play differently. Oh, the Wild Wings. All 3 stolen by the Wind Ranger mid. Sumail farming them.
Game is hard, man. You're asking how mad he was before. Now he's really upset. Now he's pretty mad. He's like, seriously? And the thing is, he's actually pinging on the map that he thinks there might be a ward there. But it's not the ward. It was the Beastmaster Hawk that was providing vision. So they might end up wasting a sentry. Trying, oh no, he's gonna do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it. No, pick you. Don't do it. Is he gonna do it? I hope he doesn't. He has a sentry waiting. And he's not going to. Okay. Glad he hasn't. Mid lane. They may be going on to Sumail, but the shackle shot does not latch. And even if it did, lots of support for Sumail with Baboka and Piku being in the wings waiting to support him.
Nyx. Maybe they'll go on him instead. Let's see.
He doesn't have Spike Carapace. Shield Rune was picked up, so this might take a while for them to try and get any kind of revenge onto Sumail. He didn't even need to pop it, but he did need some additional mana. So they get the quick kill.
And just in case, right? Like, you don't know if maybe there's someone else around the corner. So, Shield Rune. Better safe than sorry. Like, Wind Ranger is also Beastmaster is obviously tanky with Vanguard, but Wind Ranger as well in that mid lane. Like, she's not that easy to take down anymore. There's just, it's ridiculous how tanky this hero is with the current build.
Dude, look at bottom. Lou just showed up. Now, very often, we would have these Terrorblades really want to make the first move to help the team push, but now you can take the Twin Gate to make that happen. Pops the meta, gonna force this push, and Visage won't be able to get his own tier 1 before this happens. So now they've gotten themselves some additional map presence for Azure Ray. They're not done just yet. Baboka potentially being chased, but Somnus not nearby enough for the shackle shot.
I love that, by the way.
Although it would be nice if they can steal the stack.
Well, Kotal alone will definitely not be able to, but the 3 of them, 4 of them even. Yeah, this is a big party. Then Spirit Breaker is like, leave my stacks alone. Can't really do much about it. By the way, I love the Terrorblade rotations towards the bottom lane. I love the fact that he uses that Wind Gate and just goes in for the tower kill. Reminds me of no-tail carrying back in the day on TB. Always uses that first couple of metas to take down an objective. No slacking in the jungle. Visage does take down the tier 1, and I love the Visage's build too. I think this is something that everyone should be building at the moment. I tried it out only once, and it did wonders. Like this Phylactery, it just feels really, really nice because you get that damage, you get that slow on Grave Chill.
It's an astonishing amount of damage, honestly, that comes out of this. And like you say, you get to double dip basically with your spell usage. It feels very good. Also, by the way, you know, you're mentioning no-tail. I remember once no-tail, I forget which tournament it was, but I remember him, he went second item bots on Terrorblade. And was just showing up every time meta was off cooldown, just taking fights. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely not surprised. That was back in the day with Miracle, right? So
yes, sir.
You had to make sure that your mid laner was the true carry.
Speaking of carries, we don't have one in the top side of the map, but we should have an off-lane kill potentially. Somnus, they really want something here, but Baboka, but what a player. He breaks the smoke, charges away, will not be punished for this by anything that they can do. And they're still thinking about it though. They go on to him with the Solar Bind, bringing him back with the Blinding Light. Primal Roll will be there as well. They overlay the stun a little bit with the Shackle Shot, so Baboka will still be allowed to live. Chalice though might not be as lucky as he's in between several Visage familiars as well as the Storm and the Silencer. He's still alive for now though. Didn't get caught with the Illuminate, will eventually die to Soul Assumption. At the same time though, it does cost the life of Spirit Breaker and the Silencer. Somnus with the double damage rune doing quite a bit of work, and now Lou has shown up. Shackle Shot will connect. It hits onto XXX, and they certainly should be able to find this kill. The familiar drops will be there. They buy some time, but unfortunately Tianming also there with the body blocks and the Impale. And they set up for a kill onto Visage. 3 heroes brought down middle and a tier 1 tower all of a sudden in jeopardy.
Yeah, the Terrorblade with another amazing rotation goes mid. Can they defend this? Let's see. They are rotating everyone in. They don't have global. So have to make sure that Sunder doesn't go out. That whole fight, I think Aster actually executed it really nicely. Storm Spirit zipped in, saved the Spirit Breaker, made sure that they can actually turn on Chalice. But they had one big issue which they really couldn't deal with, and that's the double damage. Like Windrunner with the DD, it's just no matter how better you're playing that fight, kiting them, pulling them on the high ground, in the end it didn't matter. Like Somnus was just destroying them.
And that build that you're speaking of from Somnus is coming in right now. The Rod of Atos has actually arrived. So they could smoke up off the back of this. Tianming also just received level 6.
Yeah, he's going for both, by the way. Like you mentioned the Diffusal, he's going Diffusal next. I love it.
Yeah, like, I thought he might go second.
Yeah. Like Diffusal. Diffusal versus Storm, Diffusal versus Medusa, together with the Atos. No-brainer, really.
Top lane, let's see who they decide to go on here. I think they've gotten tired of trying to siege onto Baboka, so they might just go for XXX instead. The question is, do they have the damage? Vendetta hit is there, but the Impale misses. Oh, well. We used to see that all the time back in the day when this hero was picked more often. The difference between Nyx Assassins that would decide to play with the Vendetta hit directly or would just forget about it and go Impale. Here comes a big zip in from the Storm Spirit, but Sumail runs out of mana halfway through. They have to pop the global to ensure they can escape here as Chalice was looking for an angle for the Primal Roll. Beautiful familiar drops from XXX, but they might still end up dead. Rod of Atos now revealed in this fight goes onto our Visage. Shackle Shot will be on top of him. Insomnus now on a killing spree. Long fight here, but Azure Ray do get the better of it. And this time around, they will not be prevented from taking a tower.
I'll save you, Mr. King. Jumps in Visage, stuns, dies in the end. Global as well used, like you said. Silencer now will be caught too.
No, actually, they missed the Illuminate and they missed Power Shot. Dude, he's still alive. He's not dead just yet. They got double. Dude, no way. No way. Okay. He does finally die, but
this has to
that
be
took
punished.
a lot longer than it should. Yeah, they're going to try and punish this right now. Sumail jumping onto FY, being able to get him brought down on the coddle. Why did it, dude, these jukes from Piggy throughout this entire series. First it was his Bane game 1, now his Silencer game 2. He's just been on point.
Wait. That wasn't on him. They were just missing point blank.
No, it's because he's good, Lizard. It's not because they messed up. It's because he's good.
He had one path of going. That was right. And Beastmaster uses the axes in front of him. I guess he was trying to... He probably thought, yeah, this guy's already dead. I want to use my axes on someone else that's behind. Maybe. That's the only way I can justify it.
Have you also been finding that heroes just feel a little, like so much tankier? That last like 100 HP of heroes is so hard to bring down right now.
Mm-hmm.
Rather overcommit to get the kill than have somebody just survive by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, I don't know if they... For me, they sometimes feel tankier. Sometimes there's just so many damage instances that are new that heroes just disappear. Fights. Mm-hmm. Like this Nyx Assassin, he's suddenly this amazing burst beast that he used to be a long time ago.
Uh-oh. Top lane, Medusa getting ran at. They're smoking into her. She has an observer wall to protect, but there's no sentry down on this observer. Is she gonna die though? Do they have the damage? Somnus doesn't have the diffusal just yet, and they do come in with the ultimate just before the attack came. Big charge from Baboka, catching 2 heroes. Shackle Shot prevents the Nether Strike. So they can't keep the chain disable going for long. Chalice also trying to show up, throws in the Primal Roar. They just get the Baboka killed for free if they can, and he dies. Somnus though might be in trouble because here is Sumail, but Sumail realizes that Lu is right there, and he doesn't want to deal with the Terrorblade. While this is happening, Tianming did go a little bit too far forward, caught right in front of the defender's gate, and brought down. So Azure Ray, they do get the Spirit Breaker, but they do not get the big prize, which was the Snake Lady.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably one of the best defensive usages of that gate that I've seen. Medusa just running through that is nothing special, but making sure that they can't follow. Storm is in.
Oh, yeah, Storm is in. Indeed, you're trying to bring down Lu, but the Shackle Shot catches him. Sumail survives with 80 HP. They're jumping back onto Lu. Lu is gonna die. Oh my goodness, now we finally see Monet dishing out the damage as this Medusa. They hold Insomnus, control him completely, do not allow him to escape and kill him off. Sumail manages to get brought down though by Chalice. The drive-by. Sumail, good-natured as he is, throws in the tip. He knows he got outplayed. My goodness though, the fight's not over, Lizard. They're still going for more. They get the Vendetta hit out onto Medusa. They want to take away her mana. Big Impale coming in as well.
Yeah, but this is
sadly
disaster.
though, they don't have the damage. They don't have the heroes here necessary. People are respawning on Aster. They're now collapsing back into their triangle. They bring down Tianming. Chalice should follow him into the grave as well. And Azure Ray, from bad to worse it goes, as they'll also end up losing their Beastmaster here. Lizard, it was going okay for them. What the hell happened in that fight?
Well, it's still going on, man. It didn't happen. It's still happening. Somnus, he gets a bird, and that should be it. Yeah.
Just finish diffusal, bro.
So what happened in that fight was actually ridiculous. When Sumail went on the TB, he got dropped down so low with the shackle, but he manages to get away. However, he never actually got away. He was just sticking around the fights. He even went back in on the TB with like 10% HP. He was constantly just circling around the fight, making sure that they have some extra disable if necessary, and because of that, he does die to Chalice, who sniped him out as he was going back. Maybe that encouraged them a bit too much to go back in and fight some more. Yeah,
honestly, if Chalice doesn't get that snipe, it would have just been an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, exactly.
And little charge. We've seen Baboka been very good this game with connecting onto heroes behind the primary Charge of Darkness. So they're scouting bottom. I'm not sure about this particular move. They still feel like they're in a decent spot to be able to fight here. Maybe they feel like the execution has let them down. And with all of them here, having Crimson on the Beastmaster, Pervis on the Keeper of the Light, and having a little bit better vision, maybe they feel they're better positioned to take a fight rather than what happened in the top lane.
Well, you just need to look at the Terrorblade and see where he is. If he's not really around the fight, around the place where everyone else is, then probably, most likely, they won't be taking it. You really want that meta to take down objectives.
They're going to save it for the middle objective as they can just send in Illusions and the Beastmaster Boars. Chalice close to having the Aghanim Scepters, and they're all going to be slumming away. XXX did get shackled, but it is a Visage. Very foolhardy endeavor to try and jump on him as the first person in the fight.
Probably not the one that you want to take down first. I mean, you want to kill him first if you can, but usually it backfires, especially as he has the shard. And before you get that shard on Visage, yeah, maybe you can die in every single engagement. But once you get the shards, you should be able to use your layers as a stone form.
It's actually kind of ridiculous how tanky he gets when he has both. Because then you have the layers on the one side, the stone form on the other. You're just hitting this rocky bird for so long. It's like, die, dude, please.
Well, usually what happens is he goes stone form and then you lose that focus. You can't go on him anymore, right? Because everyone else connects. Yeah, so when it comes to items, I really like that Boboka is always carrying that dust. One of the best heroes versus a Nyx Assassin or any Invis boys. Like, you just charge them across the map the moment you see them. Also, what's nice is that he's going for a halberd, so the supports on the side of Aster are going to be very impactful eventually. Like right now, I would say that Azure Rays are maybe doing a little bit more in fights, but in general, it's kind of even.
Question, actually. Vendetta, right? If the Vendetta hit misses, will it also not burn the mana, right?
I guess it won't, yeah, if it misses. I don't see why it should.
Okay. Because that's pretty significant. If he can get the halberd onto this Nyx Assassin, then he can't actually use Vendetta to deal with the Medusa's mana pool. And once she has Butterfly, which she almost has right now, it also gets harder for that to happen.
Because, I mean, if he's disarmed, it's not going to even...
Yeah, you can't do anything, yeah.
So only on the mischance that I guess you're asking, right?
Yeah, just on the mischance, yeah.
I think this halberd is more about a Wind Ranger. You want to stop...
Yeah. How far is Somnus from BKB? Not building it yet, first going for a Gleipnir. So it's still going to be quite a while away from having BKB. So in that instance, halberd feels like an even better option. They smoke up now on the side of Team Aster in the advent of this Roche being taken, and they find Somnus all alone in this mid lane. He doesn't have defensive tools for himself, and he's not the one carrying the Aegis either. And he will end up dead. Maybe, probably for the best, because they could have killed him twice, but that is not great after you just got such a big deal from the Aegis down bottom.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with this build, right? Charge in, Chalice.
Chalice,
He's a big
very
boy.
far charge. Yeah, he's not an easy customer by any stretch of the imagination. Half the mana removed from Medusa, Global Silence will come out. Chalice trying to run away, long zip from Sumail though. Focusing first onto the Nyx Assassin, then coming back with the Beastmaster. Chalice though, still freaking alive. Goes in with the Primal Roll, but it's not going to help him stay alive though. Boboka getting the charge, 3 heroes stunned up with 1 charge. And now Lu, he's in danger. Can he find a viable Sunder target? Even if he does, he knows that his life is forfeit. On life number 1 or life number 2. Life 1 is gone. He has enough gold to buy an ultimate orb, but okay, at least gets it. He buys it before he dies. Will get brought down. And Team Aster now have a significant gold lead. They're taking the tier 1 tower bottom. And getting some deja vu for what game 1 felt like here, Liz, because Team Aster are going to start controlling the map very, very soon as well.
Guys, it just feels like the moment they hit their timings, that's it. Like, they just start playing these fights so much better than Azure Ray. Like, even in this last engagement, I don't think the Beastmaster was the perfect target to go on. But because they went on him, a couple of heroes were out of position on Azure Ray. They got caught. Boboka always in the place. And always...
He might die middle. Let's see. Will he die? No way. He actually gets kept alive. Somnus will dive him to kill him, but this might cost Somnus' life. Familiar drops on top of him. At the same time, though, thanks to some of this damage from Nyx Assassin, they bring down Sumail. So Tianming using the Vendetta to good effect, making this a 2-for-1 affair. But for Azure Ray, they really just wanted the snipe and an escape here.
Funny how the moment I praise him, right? Always being in the right place, he actually gets caught. And he doesn't only kill himself, he kills the Storm Spirits too. But like you said, they did get a counter kill for it. So that's good for Aster. The fact that they killed the Wind Ranger afterwards.
Let's see how it broke down. Crazy, crazy fight. For me, the best part about this was Sumail going in between targets, putting Tianmin in a very awkward position as to what do I do next to be effective in this fight.
Discharge from Bogoka, look at that as well.
Beautiful.
On the backlines. That was a Ravage. Spirit Breaker Ravage on 3. They get 3 heroes and 4th in the end too.
What they should do actually about Spirit Breaker, they should change the Aghanim Scepter. Instead of reducing Charge of Darkness, it should be possible to target multiple heroes. So you can chain it. And be like, I'm charging these 3 guys.
Oh, okay. I thought you would split into multiple cows.
No. That would be funny. The spirit
like
cow for real.
Like in Spain, you know, on that street. Everyone is running away from the Spirit Breakers.
That would actually be Buck, yeah. Like the running of the bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be Buck.
There you go. That's the name of the spell as well. Running of the bulls.
Running of the bulls. Yeah, I actually like this. I like this. All right, let us know in chat what you think about. Actually, we fixed a lot of issues today, me and you, Liz. We made Dota a lot better. I hope Ice listening.
She's always listening. Every game. He's omnipresent.
So we're about to have a Gleipnir finished up for Somnus. Dude, we need BKB ASAP. I don't want to see what he did in the previous game where, yes, he's playing Pango. Might not be the best thing in the world to buy BKB. In this game, I don't think he has an option. He'll need MKB eventually to deal with Medusa, but you need protection, man. So badly. Him and Lou, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you are playing versus a silencer, right? So you need some sort of a dispel for that global silence. Smoke up. Trying to catch someone. On Aster, are they completely ready? I don't think so. They also need a couple of items. Boka finishing Halberd is cute and all, but maybe waiting for these big core items like a BKB on Storm Spirit would be good. I think that's a massive one, and he's not really that far away, like 900 gold.
As soon as they get these items, though, I do want to see them force things to happen on the map, because right now, it feels like one of the reasons they're winning fights is that Azure Ray is just having a hard time killing heroes quickly. Like, they have some degrees of control, but actually bringing them down 100 to 0 is quite difficult. But that's not going to stay true forever. Eventually, Terrorblade and Wind Ranger get to the point that one stun is more than enough to bring you down. Then at that point, things do start to feel a little bit scary for Team Aster. So I do want to see them push the envelope a little bit.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, like this time around, they're definitely not in the same position they were in that game 1. At 27 minutes in, they were like 15, 20k ahead. This time around, they're what? 1k? Almost no advantage whatsoever. How did he know? He had a sentry in the ward, okay.
Yeah, he has a sentry, yeah. No, actually, you know why he knew? Lizard, he's the king, that's why.
He just sensed it, yeah.
Had that sentry not been there, though, he could very easily have been dead, but this is why a Vision wins games. And by proxy, supports win games. So please tip your supports in your games. Make them feel good, make them smile.
Yeah, I'm even looking at the map and just remembering and trying to understand exactly why each sentry was planted. Because I think most players struggle from the same thing at the moment. It's where to put wards on this new map. The map is just very big and everything has changed, and especially when you're playing versus Invis heroes, like, where do you put sentries? There's just so many ways that they can approach your side. But so far from Aster, yeah, they've done a stellar job.
They're thinking about going for a smoke move right now. Unfortunately, there was a Beastmaster Hawk that saw them all congregating. So I think Azure Ray will be aware that a fight's coming, as the smoke will emerge now. Let's see. Beastmaster, him and Nyx Assassin getting some D-wards. Long charge onto Somnus. They want to try and find him, but they can't bring him down in time. Global Silence will be there, and it's gonna try and elapse. They haven't killed anybody off just yet. Nyx Assassin will be the first casualty. Beautiful shackle shot coming in from Somnus. Almost allowed them to kill Popoka, but the heals do come in.
Yeah.
They stay alive. He has the gem indeed. The Guardian Grease from XXX did a bang-up job there.
Precision.
XXX, speaking of him, he gets caught in with the Gleipnir. Not gonna be killed off just yet though. And Azure Ray, although they lose the Nyx Assassin, they still feel a little bit stronger in this fight. They're gonna try and leverage this meta to take the tier 2 before they retreat though.
Yeah, the biggest issue is the global, right? Like, it has been used. So right now, if you're Azure Ray, you're not really afraid of many things. As long as your meta is up, you can take an objective.
Best case scenario as well is that they didn't have to pop the BKB in that fight. By the time the meta was popped, Terrorblade was on the edge of the engagement. So he's like, well, sweet, global's up, awesome. I can just keep Manta and BKB.
Yeah, I feel like they're reaching some sort of a critical mass in which maybe they even feel like they're in control. Still though, I kind of felt the same in game 1, and then Aster just outplayed them in teamfights.
Probably does feel like it's going to come down to execution more than anything else, because the current game state, let's just say a lot is on the line for Monet to dish out this damage. And also, if XXX hadn't had as decent a start as he did, to have some of these additional items, the Solar Crest, the Guardian Grease, Somnus could have easily died more than once in these engagements. So we might need him to also be, not Somnus, Sumail rather, Somnus, my bad.
Yeah.
Too many S's, yeah.
I understood you. I understood you. Smoke though. 4 on one side, 4 on the other.
All right, let's see. He's jumping in, Popoka. One on the target first. They don't miss it. They'll be able to get off the second global silence. They reach Somnus first and foremost, but Somnus is still alive in this engagement. He's going to be able to get the turnaround with Lou being there. They get the Stone Gaze out, but Medusa still hasn't killed anybody off just yet. They bring down the Beastmaster at long last. Somnus also in danger, but he skirts away towards the Roshan pit and stays alive. So all that was taken there was just the life of the Chalice Beastmaster, but Somnus barely survives.
Yeah, and they had like the perfect vision on Dire as well, and that cliff right behind them. So it didn't really, it couldn't help them because of the smokes, but still the vision was amazing. Nyx Assassin and Kotal in front.
This is dangerous because there's a gem on the Spirit Breaker. He's gonna charge forward right now, gets interrupted by the Nyx. They're gonna jump in right now. Nyx is going to die. Spirit Breaker potentially wanting more, but they should be happy with just getting 2. Opening up the space for the Roshan, and they'll find the big man waiting with open arms to get taken away and killed.
Yeah.
But they're smoking back for this Blizzard.
Yeah, they made sure that Nyx Assassin is dead as well, so no blink dagger shenanigans stealing the Aegis. They are smoked up and running in, like this 3 versus 5.
Yeah, it's 3 versus 5, but they're all clumped in the pit. There's a Gleipnir available. They go in. BKB for Lou. They really want the Roshan. Who gets it? Lou does snatch the Aegis. He takes it away. You said there's no shenanigans. The shenanigans do not stop. Sunder coming in to heal up the Terrorblade. Somnus though in trouble. Nether Strike pushes him back from Popoka, and you'll get brought down by the Soul Assumption. Lou now, he's the one that really needs some assistance. He needs some help. Stone Gaze already utilized. Chalice shows in on the north side of the fight here, putting in damage onto the Silencer, but it might not be enough to save Lou. Lou right now doesn't have meta available. He's going onto Monet. Monet though! Monet's dead! Monet just gets demolished. Oh my goodness.
Was that
these axes that kept flying in?
Or just
I think what kept happening, axes, yeah. Just axes on axes on axes on axes on axes. Just ended up eventually coming right. Because I don't think he didn't have Thunder yet. It was still on cooldown.
Wait, he stole the cheese as well. So yeah, he died with the Aegis, but he also had cheese to use later on. Damn, Aster just got demolished. Even though, yeah, I guess Rosh was way too hard for them to take. They were all 5 in the pit, but Rosh damaged them quite a bit. By the time the fight started, the 3 versus 5, by the way, they were all on like 50% HP. They managed to kill off Somnus, but They just had
Speaking
low
of Somnus,
resources. Yeah.
mid lane, Somnus is trying to get the get back onto Sumail, and Sumail made the long jump to bring down Tianming. But as he does so, he finds himself killed off by Somnus. The BKB ends, the diffusal blade starts to rain down, and all of a sudden it's a 5k gold lead for Azure Ray, Liz.
Yeah, like they definitely they felt like they were in a little bit more of a control, and they're making use of their small advantage. It pays off to be brave sometimes. Go in for that fight 3 versus 5. Most, like 90% of your games, that's gonna backfire. But they knew what they were doing. They knew that Rosh is a little bit harder to kill right now.
I can't believe as well that Lou was the one that made the direct run. He literally just bypassed all the heroes. He's like, hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? Just here for the ages. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else.
Really doesn't feel like the same player, but maybe it's the LAN effect, you know, working with him.
I also think that, man, no, I'm not going to do it. Actually, you know, you almost got me, Lizard. You almost got me to try and speak positively about Lou's future.
No,
I will not do it.
Go do it. Come on, we all want to hear.
All right, fine. Now I think, you know, I've always rated this guy for many years, and he just hasn't lived up to the potential. I think on a team like this, where expectations are a little bit lower, like, it's not like a YBB where expectations are low and the team isn't that good. It's a very good team without high expectations. Everyone is just trying to get better. So seeing Lou here, having someone like Lanem as well, who's always been one of those very personable coaches, I think can really help develop a player like Lou. And he's looked good so far in this tour.
Well, you called it yourself, right? Like all the teams are looking better and better since Tour 1. And Lou has been a part of these, like he's been steadily improving. You've been his fanboy since he got into the scene, really, so
Yep.
I'm certain that you're very happy.
One day it's all gonna come right, and then I can look. I just look forward to being like in Twitch chat one day, just linking the part of me talking this guy. I told y'all, TI finals, Lou. I told y'all. I saw this coming.
And they snatched the Aghanim's shard on the Radiant side. Mortal gets that recall that you mentioned earlier, and now they're TPing. Well, it's only the Wind Ranger.
Oh, that's actually so smart. Yeah, because they can recall her. They can bring her back with Cuddle.
And she can
Very
solo
easy.
it, right? Can she?
They decided to call her back early because they wanted to try and force a fight on Baboka, but man, Baboka, even in a game where his team is losing, still knows how to be the most annoying person in the entire lobby.
Yeah, what's
Just dragging Azure.
Yeah, what's crazy about it is that Spirit Breaker is actually one of those heroes that can really feed if he's on the losing side. But he wasn't on the losing side for the majority of the game, right? It's only now that they lost control.
Bottom lane, we see that Somnus finished off having the Aghanim Scepter, of course, building into a Lincoln Sphere now. And then afterwards, you can start thinking about maybe Diffusal Blade version 2 or some Hex, Daedalus. The world is his oyster, honestly, for Somnus. He can decide how he wants to itemize, because at this point, damage is not really a problem, right? Between him and Lou, there's more than enough damage available for Azure Ray.
Yeah.
So he can decide exactly what he needs next.
Baboka.
Baboka, oh man, if they can kill him, it would feel so good. He just keeps doing this. He can't keep getting away with this, but he does.
They should know that everyone is around, though, right? Like, Medusa now in front, so Baboka also with that charge. They smoke up. They should know exactly where everyone is on Aster. That's one good thing about the smoke that Team Azure just made.
That being said, they don't have a blink tag on the next assassin, so it is a bit tough to start this fight. They're jumping onto Somnus right now through the global silence. He pops the cheese and stays alive. Next assassin not so lucky as he dies off. And Somnus, he'll be next.
What
Still no
the
BKB,
hell?
so he can't protect himself. So now they need to try and flee away from this fight as Azure Ray, who can get themselves out. Charge going in onto Lou. BKB will be popped on the Terror Blade. Can he TP out? No, he cannot. There is still
Medusa?
ways to cancel this out. Medusa, she's out of mana. She's out of life. These axes from Chalice, man. Another fight where we see Medusa not being careful enough with these, and she will end up dead. Somnus brought back to ensure that this fray goes successfully. They didn't need him necessarily, but maybe they can leverage his additional life to get more out of this fight, as they brought down 2. Medusa does have buyback, though. It would be very nice if we can force her to use it.
I mean, yeah, it was the Axis, but it was also the TB with all those illusions just going ham. Okay, they need to be a little bit careful on the Medusa. You get a good 2 pickoffs and then you're out of position. Blue is just going in.
Yeah, Blue's going in, and Sumail went in to try and stop Somnus, but they caught him instead. Beautiful chain disables from the Primal Roar, and they get the kill onto our Storm Spirit. Does not have buyback. Medusa forced into buy as well, here to defend the top side of the map. And they are feeling a little bit low on the HP, in particular for Lu. He's already committed the Sunder in that fight.
Yeah.
So they decide to back off.
So they bought back what? They bought back the Silencer and the Medusa. I don't blame... I can't blame Sumail for doing what he did, jumping in the way that he has, because he's been doing the same thing throughout the game, and so far they didn't manage to chain lock him. So far, every time they shackle him, they don't manage to control him afterwards, or they roar him, they don't manage to shackle after, or raid toss after. So he felt a little bit too safe because of it. They tried to make this fight happen and work out for them, but Azure Ray just being disciplined and backing out.
Yep. And look how big this Terror Blade is right now. Ags, Hurricane Pike, MKB, Skadi, BKB, Manta. Got a Spell Prism as well, because of why not. So pretty much decked out. All that's left is to upgrade the Aghanim Scepter slot, get another item in. Then then maybe you also do the BKB backpack plays, but then you're fully maxed out, fully.
Yeah, some refresher, right?
Yeah,
here and
baby.
there to help you out. FY as well. Pavis, Glimmer, Yules, and Hex now. That's a very rich Keeper of the Light. It's completely different story from that game 1.
Philly Stone, man. And also, I must say, this Azure Ray team, we saw this yesterday when they played against Xtreme Gaming, where game 1, Xtreme Gaming just seemed much better than them, but their ability to recover and not crumble mentally, we're really seeing it on display in the second game. Because even after the game started, not great for them, and a large portion of it wasn't great. Like you mentioned, they were losing for most of it. Now they have a 16k gold lead. Somnus not far from having a Lincoln Sphere. And they're looking towards the third Rosh of the game. This is an Aghanim Scepter as well. Maybe who do you give this to, actually, the Axe? Do you give it to one of the cores so they can sell their own Axe, or do you maybe give it to FY so we have access to the Ignis?
I feel like Somnus might take it and just use it, no? He didn't. Who took it in the end?
Cuddle, yeah. I like this, actually.
Cuddle?
That's what I thought, yeah.
Okay.
Like, Ignis is super good here. The only thing that's lacking to make it even better, if they could somehow get a Tormentor into Gale Force for Wind Ranger, Ignis plus Gale Force, that feels very nice.
Yeah, like there's a reason why this spell had to be nerfed so heavily after everyone was spamming it. Remember the Aghanim's refresher meta?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, the spell itself has been nerfed quite a bit, so it's not as difficult to deal with as it used to be, but everything matters in these split. Like these fights are decided by split seconds. If the Storm gets a follow-up stun, if he doesn't, Ignis Fatus is probably one of the better ways to make sure that he does.
Also, speaking of win conditions in this game, looking at Team Aster, this Medusa, do you like the fact that she opted not to buy Skadi in this game, went for the Nullifier instead? We didn't talk about it at the time, it's just been a chaotic game. But what do you make of this decision to spend the gold for damage instead of overall tankability?
No, because the way he built wasn't really into Skadi at all, right? From the get-go, he went on Medusa, he went for what I believe Manta was first, then Butterfly second, then the Nullifier. I think it's decent, it's solid, like he's dishing out an insane amount of damage in these fights.
Yes, indeed. He is dishing out an insane amount of damage, but the problem I brought up earlier about at some point, Azure Ray will have more damage than you have sustained, and we have well been past that point for some time now. So Team Aster, be creative about how they find a way in.
Don't you think it's kind of on both sides, though? Like, you just have so much damage. Anything can happen. It's all about initiation.
Oh my god, speaking of damage, look at this. You were just right. During the Global Silence, they chain disable Terrorblade and kill him off 100-0. Chalice suffers the same fate as they get the Nether Strike onto FY. He's not allowed to escape because he's dead too. Oh wow, they claim some gem off the back of that as well. Okay. 1 global silence, 3 heroes dead, base defended, and Lizard's point made all in 1 10-second period.
I feel like you reach the point in which it doesn't matter if you're in front 16k or not, just because of the nature of the heroes. If you get initiated on, you don't have any saves, you can get picked out and killed off, even as a TB. So, gotta be careful. However, I don't want to make another point, but they have to be careful with this push now on Aster, or with any upcoming fight, because they don't have global. So the same thing that you just witnessed happen to Dire can happen to Radiant as well.
Almost have global back online though. It's only 80 seconds at the max level on the cooldown. Do feel like it should be longer, but that's a discussion for another day. As right now, Azure Ray need to mount a defense of their base. Coddle up in 6 seconds. Chalice up in 15. And Somnus, he needs some way to get out of here. He does have a second life though. As it does pop, Nyx Assassin does die on the right-hand side without buyback himself.
You gotta get away now, I feel like.
Terrorblade about to respawn. Shackle shot doesn't connect, but yeah, you're right. Just get out. You wasted an Aegis. You got a lot of damage on a tier 3 tower. This is a win. Take it.
Yeah, I think it's a massive win considering you killed off the Aegis as well. Some damage, not a lot on the tier 3, but oh, will they? Because of the region, they might even turn. Once again, Nyx is dead for 20. This region might catch them off guard.
Azure Ray, actually, they're going to send potentially Coddle to go scout what's happening. They need to be careful. They only have 1 buyback on their entire roster. That's sitting on the Terrorblade. If he dies without buyback, the game does end. Bottom, Somnus won't be nearby enough to try and make a jump onto Sumail. And Sumail should still be A-okay here.
Yeah, they gotta get away. They had this problem with the bottom lane. It was being pushed in. And because of that bottom lane, they couldn't really continue just standing in this offensive position. If no one is defending bottom, obviously they are gonna know that you're around their base, and they will not move out until Nyx Assassin is back up. So you're kind of wasting your time.
Ooh, look at Sumail. Like he's out here getting bigger and bigger as a Stone Spirit, buying Lincolns at the end of the game, but his Medusa's buying Rapier. Monet's feeling very confident about this game right now. Just going for Rapier. We have a fight that's happening middle though as they jump in looking for the Keeper of the Light. Coddle will end up getting brought down. And Sumail is on a killing spree after that zip.
No buyback, by the way.
No buyback, yeah.
How to buy the Rapier, by the way? Do you you can disassemble, right? The nullifier, can you? Because you can disassemble Radiance to build a nullifier. Can you disassemble nullifier to build? I don't know. I'm not sure. But okay, he's not building Rapier. He's just keeping it. It's queued up.
Okay. So it's an emergency. It's a backup if things go south. All right, right now they want the lane of Rax. There's going to be the big fortification popped to try and defend this. Shackle will connect onto the Medusa, buying time. And we see Chalice starting to stack up some of these wild axes. And we can see what can happen when there's lots and lots of them in a solitary engagement. But they got what they came for. They got the lane of Rax. And it's also a big deal that Coddle's the one that dies because his D-push was one of the reasons why they were struggling to do this beforehand.
I feel like picking anyone off at that point would have been a free invitation to go push high ground. But Coddle is probably one of the better ones, like you just mentioned. He just defends very well. Even the chakra magic, you know, it just enables someone else to spam, not only you.
But it's only 1 lane of Rax at 40-something minutes into the game. Kind of not the game changer that you want it to be. Does help a lot though. And as they take the Tormentor, who gets the shard? Spirit Breaker. So we now have access to this planar pocket.
It's a nice shard as well. I feel like it's not really purchased that often. Like the hero wasn't played that often in the last. Oh, was that double smoke? It was, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Very sad. Sumail.
Oh, they know where he's at. Oh, dude, this is one of those times Nyx is really sad he doesn't have a blink dagger. But they might still find the stun. They get him. Sumail in trouble. Where's the dispel on Chalice? He doesn't have a dispel for himself. So they end up not being able to pop the Primal Roar to finish off Sumail. And he's able to get himself away to safety.
Yeah, but can they maybe capitalize on this? Global has been used, right? So maybe they can find a fight or they can wait for Rosh. Unfortunately for them, Roche is still going to be dead for a long time.
Yeah. By the time Roshan respawns, they should have Global Silence pretty much back online.
No, they will, for sure now, it seems like.
By the way, do you think 80 seconds is too short? I think it should be 100 at max level. 80 is just way too fast for Global Silence.
I guess. I'm not sure. Like, you're at position 5, that's basically your ulti later on. Right? Like, as a silencer, you literally meld into Global Silence. Early
Okay,
on,
I see what you mean, yeah.
early on you're... But I guess it's the case with a lot of position 5s, right? It's not only him.
Yeah.
Like, if you're playing 5 Wyvern or 5 Bane, you're kind of in a similar spot.
Some games you also become that way with like 5 Warlock, unless your positioning is like impeccable.
Yeah, for sure. Not sure. Like, it's very low for such a game-changing
Yeah, it's
spell.
just it's the spell is too good, the cooldown's too short. If familiars have a longer cooldown than that, then we have to have a conversation. Hell, even Stone Gaze has less cooldown. Or has more cooldown rather than Global Silence, which to me feels wrong. And right now, though, for Aster, it feels wrong for them that there's no Roshan to pick up. They really want to try and find the big man.
Radiant's middle tower.
Azure will smoke up. They're coming in. They still have a hard time initiating, and Global Silence is back. Nyx is going to go all the way around because I think he realizes that if we don't find the silencer early, we do not have a fight. The question is, can they get there? Beautiful scan, Lizard. They know what's coming.
It's a really good read from both sides, but the high ground advantage might be better for Aster here. They have the wards, they have the vision.
Okay, they're diving in right now. They want to try and bring down FY, and FY will be brought down, does not have buyback available. At the same time, Lou and them, they're going on to Somnus, don't have the damage to kill him. Chalice through the primal run to XXX. But they're just like, okay, we'll eat it easily. And Lou and Somnus have to back away from this fight.
So,
Aegis is not available yet for another minute, so it'll be back. Next Assassin now getting caught out, getting killed off. And that is going to be a huge kill.
and suddenly all the advantage that Team Azure had, they just lost. And it's all, I'd say this is just strategy. This is just like making the right choices, making the right plays in the game. It's not about individual skill or anything like that. This game was, I believe it was comfortably in Dire's hands. Like even this last fight, they had an option to go onto that high ground, fight, even though they knew Roche isn't there because it was nighttime, right? He cannot be down bottom. They decided to run into like that, into vision, get picked off. Meanwhile, they had a different option. Top lane was being heavily pushed in by Dire creeps. Maybe they could have sent someone there, then force a TP and then recall it, as they have a shard and Kotl. Like, they had some different plays to approach that, but now they're in a rough spot. Nyx is up, so maybe they can get here on time.
Radiant's middle tower is under
We're seeing now where so many people, when thinking about the future of the Chinese region, have Team Aster as the current hope. LGD, regrettably, recent performances from them at majors hasn't inspired that much confidence, but Aster, they're out here. Good decisions, like you said, good strategy. And even without all that, they still have the actual mechanical execution to back it all up.
Yeah, they're waiting
But this time
around.
I was going to say that this time we have a real Roshan fight. There's actually something to play for here.
Yeah, they're still waiting around the Twin Gate. They don't want to be caught in the pit like before. But one nice thing for Azure is they just have so many ways of scouting without using their heroes. You can scout with the Hawks, you can scout with the Illusions, which is why that last fight was so surprising to me. Baboka gets hexed. Charged in.
Okay, Baboka, there will be a big jump in from Lou as he's activating his Blink Dagger. Goes in, huge blue hole from Sumail. The follow-up with this Medusa damage. Oh my god, that was beautiful. Poetry in motion, Lizard. Sumail throwing off this Aghanim Scepter in that fight, getting 4 heroes in that zip. That's a game-winning moment, honestly. Bring that back. We need to see that again.
That's, yeah. Nyx, yeah, you can try and do it. This is... there's an Aghanims, by the way, still in the pit. No one picked that up, but... it's under the Remnant. They don't need Axe. They can just end, I suppose, at this point. Silencer Yay, I have Aghanims. Is he gonna use it? Probably not, right? He gives it to someone else. But yeah, that zip in by the Storm Spirit, pulling in, what, 3 or 4 heroes?
4,
But
bro.
you know what? Like, Spirit Breaker was actually the hero of the story as well. He's the one that goes in, gets hexed, pops the BKB, makes them get clumped up the way they were. Then the follow-up from XXS was also solid. Like, he manages to use his stun on multiple heroes during that pull from Sumail. So it was team effort. Sumail, obviously, once again, in the spotlight, hero of the story. But really nicely done by Aster.
Do you remember, by the way, that this was first overall pick Storm Spirit?
Yes, of course.
Speaking of Storm Spirit right now, has to deal with some right-click damage, does have enough mana to zip away and still has an Aegis, so not worried about his own life. Ancient is exposed, Nether Strike back onto the Lu. Lu is in danger, Global Silence drops while he doesn't have BKB. There's his dieback. FY inside the base right now. Well, he's gonna stay in the base for the rest of the game. Well, actually, maybe not. They might send him into another realm, another dimension, somewhere that's not on the map of Dota, as they get themselves the 2-0. GG, well played.